So for this lesson, we are going to graph in slope-intercept form. First, we're going to backtrack and talk about a situation that we have seen in class, which is Susan's birthday gift. We had talked about Susan getting $25 for her birthday gift and putting that in her savings account and then saving $250 per week. So when we wrote this as an equation, we wrote y equals, and we wrote she started with $25 and she added $250 per week. And then what we did in terms of changing this for our calculators, we changed that to y equals 25 plus 250x. So when we graph this situation, 25 is where we started. So we started at 25, and then each week we went up $2.50. And we had a graph that looked like this. So the only thing that we're going to change today is the 25 is going to stay 25. And then instead of having 250, we need, this is our slope, which we called our rate of change. And we have been using slope in class, and we write slope as a fraction, and so 2.5 as our fraction would be 5 halves. So we would start at 25, and then this is our slope of rise over run, so we would rise 5 and run 2. And then the other thing we will add today is we've only used quadrant 1, so we're going to use all of the quadrants, and so our line will now extend in the other direction. So we are going to graph today in what's called slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And the slope is going to be the m value, and the intercept will be our b value, which will always be our y intercept. So this will be the worksheet that we have in class. So there's your formula. So our slope is m and our y-intercept is b. So our first line that we're going to graph is y equals 1/3 x plus 1. So the constant, the 1, is where we're going to be starting, and that's always on the y-axis. So we'll put our first point on the y-axis. And then our slope is 1/3, so that means we will rise 1 and run 3. So from our starting point, we will go up 1 and over 3. And then I would repeat that process. Let's go up 1 and over 3 again, just so that you get a nice consistent line. And then you can either take a ruler or kind of neatly connect your points to make a line. So for number 2, we have y equals -3/4 x plus 2. The constant tells us where we're going to start at 2. And then the -3/4, I can see this as -3/4, which means I'm going to go down 3 and over 4. Or I can see this as a +3, which means I would go up 3, and -4 would go to the left. And then again, create enough points where you can get a nice line on your coordinate plane. Okay, so the next one is y equals 3/2 x minus 1. So I'm going to start at a -1. And then from there, I'm going to go down 3, use my slope, and go down, up 3 and over 2. So up 1, 2, 3, over 2. And then I can repeat that process on. If you have a graph and you don't have enough room, you could always go backwards. Instead of going up and to the right, I can go down and to the left, and it still gives me that same line. And that is how you graph using slope-intercept form.